Okay, I'm here with Neil, and this is Talk Beliefs News, just looking at some of the interesting religious-based news reports coming out online and in the world. Neil, how are you doing today?
Yeah, very well, thanks.
Good, thank you very much for joining me. We're going to have some fun, hopefully. Though some of these reports we're looking at, I wouldn't put them under the category of fun. They're pretty awful, some of them. The one we're going to look at first is the Anglican Diocese of Sydney, Australia, donates $1 million to oppose same-sex marriage.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking, isn't it? I mean, I just can't understand what they're so scared of. It's plus $1 million. What could you do with that money if you wasn't just wasting it on campaigning?
Look, see, this is a church, and they've got 1 million Australian dollars. I don't know what that is in US dollars or British pounds, but it's a lot anyway, and they could, I don't know, what is it Jesus said? Give it to the poor, or at least help the poor, or unfortunate.
Pretty sure there's a homeless problem in Sydney that they could maybe be helping out with a little bit more.
Well, what it says here, we'll just read a little bit of it. The Anglican Diocese of Sydney has donated $1 million to the No campaign, which is lobbying Australians to oppose legalising same-sex marriage. So, yes. The question is, why are so many religious bodies so dedicated to this?
I guess it goes back to they think Christianity owns marriage.
Yeah.
From what I can see, which is always nonsense, because obviously marriage was around thousands and thousands of years before Christianity. And it always makes me wonder, if Christians claim they own marriage, why don't they complain about other religion people getting married? Why is it they only care about men marrying men or women marrying women? It's just, I think we live in a time now where we can just get on with our own lives and not worry so much about what other people do.
But they control people's lives, and they know that because they wear the robes and the hats, which actually says that they can do that. But as we were saying to each other yesterday when we were chatting, a lot of it seems to be that if they can control marriage equality, in other words, make same-sex marriage, just kick it to the curb, then they will have that kind of monopoly on marriage. So they don't want to be on a level sort of playing field and have equality, be equal to the people they don't like.
Yeah, they want. The thing is, they see it as you're taking something away from them from all the stuff I read, which is very strange, because you're not taking anything away from religious people by having gay marriage. You're just letting other people have the same as them. But they seem to think they're losing something. But they're not. You're just, other people are allowed to do the same thing you're allowed to do.
Yeah, but they don't want to be on the same level as those people.
Yeah, I know. It's very strange. But the weird thing is, though, surely they've looked around the world. They're fighting a losing battle here. They're literally throwing $1 million down the drain. Because even if this vote doesn't go through this time, early next year, it will happen. I mean, The cities in Australia are they're quite progressive areas. I know there's a lot of... I've looked at the maps, and there's a lot of towns and areas and states that aren't for gay marriage in Australia, but
it's just happened in Germany, hasn't it?
Yes, even Angela Merkel, who is dead set against it as a religious beliefs.
And the fact that it happened in America, that still amazes me,
Yeah. I mean, that was a big one, and obviously we've got to be careful and lots of campaigning, because Trump's going to be trying to rail back some of the progress made on that, but. Just give up on it. Give up on it, people. I don't care whether it's because you're religious or not religious or what the reason is. Just people are people. Let them get on with their own lives. It's going to change. Young people couldn't give a rat's ass about this issue. So it's only going to take a few more years and a few more old people to die, and it's going to happen anyway. So give up, save your money, and let everyone live.
Yeah, the world, I think, generally speaking, is more moral than some of the religious institutions which try to govern it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on. This comes from the Metro, which is a London paper. No one really believes in religion, not even priests, author claims. That's a very provocative title. Right, now this is an article about Graham Lawton. He's an atheist author. And just carrying on here, it says, deep down, none of us really believe that there is a kind old man in the sky watching us, and that includes nuns and priests, according to author Graham Lawton. So atheist author Lawton was speaking this week at London's Excel to promote his new book, How to Be Human. Lawton claims that people don't really believe in the truth of religion because it's a preposterous idea which no one could accept. Well, I don't know. I guess I agree with that.
Well, certainly the evidence from a lot of priests who have actually been through the seminary, they're stuck in the religion and they're trying to get out and have no way to do it because it's their it's their job, it's their livelihood, it's their housing. You've got the Clergy Project in America.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about that,
out.
yeah.
And there's a massive dropout rate at the seminaries once people realise how the Bible came about to be in its current form, and once they get the inside knowledge. So I think this strikes real to me.
Do you think, though, he's just being a bit of a provocateur here because he's got playing devil's advocate? He's got a book to plug, and
of course, and I guess there are some people, but even if they do, I don't know. I can't get my head around it. I mean, I used to be religious. I can't get my head around it. A grey man in the sky, grey-haired man in the sky, nice man looking after people. Surely people don't believe that. I mean, I never believed that. I just believed there was something up there. I didn't know what. I was scared of it. I was going to be punished. I was going to hell, but I never envisioned him as this kindly old man sitting up there.
No, he's just up there, folding his arms, looking pissed off with everything that he created.
Yeah.
Well, I think Mr. Lawton's going to get some backlash about this, but it's probably what he wants.
And what's the book called?
How to Be Human.
How to Be Human.
Yeah.
Might be one to check out.
Yeah, it might be. Okay, we're going to move on and just have a look at the U.S. votes against the UN resolution condemning the death penalty for gay sex, joining Saudi Arabia.
This one pissed me off no end. I mean, oh my good God, in this day and age, who can't, individual government organisation, who on earth can't condemn the death penalty for someone just for being the way they are? They haven't committed any act whatsoever, just for being the way they are. It's just disgusting beyond belief.
I mean, it's Trump, and I'm a big fan of Trump. He's again playing to his base, the religious right, who support him and throw money at him. And here in the first paragraph, it says it all. The Trump administration has come under fire for joining with Iraq and Saudi Arabia on voting against a UN resolution condemning the death penalty for gay sex. Now, I don't know if that means that you can be gay, as the church always says, but you can't do anything.
Well, that's nice, isn't it, to tell people they can be something but don't act on it.
It is kind of the same thing, really, isn't it?
Yeah, because how many people abstain in life? They don't. So if you're gay, you're having sex. If you're straight, you're having sex, whether it's with yourself or with someone else.
Is it almost like saying we don't really agree with left-handedness? You can be a left-handed person, but you can't write with your left hand, because then that is condemning them for what they are, isn't it?
It's definitely condemning them for what they are. But the thing is, there's two things here. One, I'm not accusing Trump supporters of wanting to murder gay people or kill gay people at all, but the extreme religious right in America, this sort of view sits well with them, even if they wouldn't enact it themselves. You don't see them condemning Saudi Arabia for doing it, so it's not something they're going to campaign against to stop. So it's an easy vote for Trump's government. On the other side, it surely has to be about oil. It has to be about keeping Saudi Arabia happy with oil and arms sales and that sort of stuff. So Trump's pro-coal, pro-oil, so the headline is LGBT, but behind that, it has to be fossil fuels.
Yeah, take the oil out of the equation.
Yeah, if we weren't buying Saudi Arabian oil, do you think they would? I'm pretty sure they would condemn them straight away.
It goes on to say, human rights activists and LGBT activists have condemned the US government as it became one of just 13 countries, including China, to refuse to condemn the imposition of the death penalty as a sanction for specific forms of conduct, such as blasphemy, adultery, and consensual same-sex relations. So, yeah, that resolution passed by a vote of 27 in favor, 13 voted against it, and 7 abstentions.
The stupid thing is, it wasn't as if it was legally binding something. It was only trying to make a statement saying, guys, we live in a world where we're better than this now. It wasn't saying there was going to be any action taken against the governments that still do it. So to not vote against it is just... I mean, the West should be leading the world on these things. And obviously...
And don't they want the gay vote? I mean, it's almost like saying that the percentage is very, very, very small, but it isn't, because you have gay, bisexual, and all kinds of different sexual identities.
I guess they're happy to have the gay vote. It's the old-fashioned gays who keep in the closet and don't tell anyone.
Yeah. Okay, and lastly, Neil, we're going to look at a report from Newsweek. And this is reporting about something which occurred on Fox News. As you can probably see already where this is going. This is in regard to Fox and Friends host Ainsley Earhart with her co-hosts, talking about the gunman Stephen Paddock, who massacred 58 innocent people in Las Vegas. Let's just read what it says here. Fox and Friends host Ainsley Earhart told viewers that gunman Stephen Paddock may have had a problem with the faith of God-loving country music fans and used that as a deciding factor for the location for his rampage, which killed 58 innocents and injured hundreds of others. So if we just listen to that clip here, and then I'll come back and ask you your opinion on her take on it.
Steve and Brian, what's interesting, our last guest, the forensic psychiatrist, said when you have someone who's young that does something like this, they do it for notoriety. When you have someone who's older, they do it for a cause. And maybe this guy heard that song, God Bless America. His brother said he didn't believe in God or didn't have a God or didn't have faith in his life. So maybe this is all speculation, but that possibly could be the reason, because he knows country musicians or country music fans are normally go to church on Sundays. Maybe he has a problem with that or had a problem with that. Okay, y'all want to weigh in on that?
Yeah.
All right,
no, I didn't
stay
know.
silent.
Right, so her co-host didn't have much to say to her there. What do you have to say to it, Neil?
Oh, my God. This was an awful, awful thing that happened. And pure speculation like this really doesn't help anyone. No one knows right now. The police don't know, they're still doing it. Plus, you've got all the false flag theories going around, all the conspiracy theories going around. Let's get to the bottom of what actually happened. But this, just using it as a chance to demonise atheists. I mean, we don't actually know he was an atheist, for one. His brother said he didn't have faith. That doesn't mean he didn't believe in God or anything. So, okay, you can establish that. But
he had no religious ties, which could mean anything.
Could mean anything. So let's get to the bottom of that. Was his atheism a reason why? And even if it was, you know what? The guy wasn't doing it because there's an atheist book telling you to go and kill people. He's doing it because he's a freaking arsehole.
Exactly.
But I mean,
and
this is supposed to be a news channel, by the way. I love the way the other guy just stood there and went, "Yeah, I'm not getting involved in this one."
It's good when actually the people on Fox News, which is this notorious like conservative, right-wing supporting channel, when they look a bit befuddled by an odd sort of statement like this. And as it says in the article, it says, none of the 6 prior largest mass shootings in modern American history before Las Vegas, Orlando, Virginia Tech, Newtown, Killeen, Texas, and San Ysidro, California, was committed by a known atheist, which is absolutely true.
Yeah, I mean, sad as it is, most mass shootings are committed by religious people. It's just a fact, unfortunately. And it's not surprising that sometimes a non-believer will lose his shit and go and do something appalling like this. But we're living in a society at the moment that is trying to divide people, whereas if you do that, you're going to get hatred all around, and this nonsense is going to happen.
Some people need to blame something on a particular group with a particular agenda, and imagine if it had been a dark-skinned perpetrator, gunman, or somebody who was obviously linked to Pakistan or somewhere like that. They would say, this is a terrorist attack. But they're not saying about Stephen Paddock. They're just saying, he's mentally disturbed. But now the religious right are harping on about, he had no religious ties, therefore he's an atheist, therefore he's shooting God-fearing country and Western music fans in the name of atheism.
And remember the subject they're not talking about in this article, the thing that actually makes a difference is gun control.
Oh, yes.
How on earth is a man able to buy dozens of automatic rifles?
They said when the police, when they actually burst into the room, they said they were tripping over guns.
Yeah.
How did he get them all in there?
There's a very funny video I just saw today, produced, I think it's by a Dutch comedy thing, about the problem going around in America, and we'll share the audio from that with you at the end of this. It's the guns, dum-dum, basically.
What?
It's the guns, dum-dum. Let's get rid of those bloody guns. If he didn't have automatic rifles, if he had handguns, fine, he would have still killed a few people, and we may have got to him and stopped him sooner. But being able to spray 600 odd rounds into crowds of thousands of people, it's just...
Well, you need guns like that with bump stocks for home defense, Neil. Because, entire teams of bad guys break into people's houses all the time, and you just spray them with bullets, and you've saved your family. You hear it in the news all the time.
And those responsible gun owners who lock up their guns in their cabinets, and when someone breaks into their house, have to find the key, get down the cabinet, open it. Okay, wait! I'm coming to shoot you.
Yeah.
I'm coming to protect my family. Let me just go and get
it's
my gun.
It's like in the movies that, you know, if there's several of these interlopers, they will just wait one at a time for you to deal with them.
And they're all bad shots. They're going to wait, and you're going to be able to shoot them.
Yeah, and you'll be a hero. Then you can just see it. It's inside people's minds. They're thinking, well, if I've got this gun, I can imagine myself as the hero. But it rarely happens. It may happen, but it's not like they're imagining it, is it?
But how is it helping society, bringing it down to atheists or not? No, it's just obfuscation as far as I'm concerned, just taken away from the real issue. The real issue is gun control, and obviously the right wing don't want to talk about that.
Is it because this is a religious person, or is this because of a person with no religion? Well, the problem is, as you say, the laws are completely screwed up.
Yeah.
At least in America, they certainly are.
And other countries around the world have proven that they can solve it. Australia had a mass shooting, they had a gun amnesty, and they changed the laws, and they've had very few shootings comparatively since then. So they can fix it if they want to.
And the highest gun-related deaths per capita, where is it? United States. Why is that? Well, do the math.
Yeah, absolutely. Gun control and the division of society.
That's it. All right, Neil, thank you so much. That's really fun, and we're going to look at some more next week, and who knows what's going to appear in the news. It's a bit of a turbulent world at the moment.
Yep, there's a lot of nonsense going on, but hopefully there's some good news out there as well that we'll dig out. So if anyone's got any news, send us a link and we'll look it up.
Yeah, we might read it out on Talk Belief News.
Absolutely.
And give you a shout out as well. Okay, Neil, see you next week.
Thank you, see you.